All right, breaking right now on Capitol Hill, this is Republican Thomas Massie speaking to reporters.
Sultan was the one who sent the torture video. That's the way you do it. We passed a law. We did all this effort. The going and reading the names is like in case of emergency break glass option. And I don't even have the names. I'm still getting them from the DOJ.
Sir, do you think that Kash Patel lied under oath in his testimony? We played the video for Attorney General Bondi, and she responded to it. But what do you make of that whole situation?
I provided the evidence today that shows that his statements were false under oath. Kash Patel's statements were false. They are in possession. They were in possession at the time, and they're still in possession of evidence that other men participated in the sex trafficking.
Attorney General Bondi didn't seem to directly answer that question. I mean, what do you make of what she did say?
She didn't answer anything. She came here just ready to talk about the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, which seems kind of crazy to me.
What do you make of her calling you a hypocrite at the end of the exchange?
I think that's part of the culture of this administration. Name calling. That's what her boss does to me, so I just let that roll off.
And what recourse does Congress have? I mean, this is a law. They're not abiding by it. So what recourse do you have now? What's next?
Well, I think we're making progress. You know, we got them to admit they over-redacted 2 documents this week and that they have co-conspirators' names that they haven't released. The recourse, and I keep reminding the folks at DOJ this, is that the next Attorney General can bring charges against them for breaking the law. I think that's what's compelled them to produce 3 million documents. And now they're claiming that it's incompetence. Like their defense today is incompetence for why they haven't given us all of the documents they should, why they have over-redacted in the case of co-conspirators, and why they failed to redact the names of the victims.
Can I just ask what it's like to have the victims inside of that room while you're doing all this?
I think it's helpful. I mean, they're the reason this bill got passed. People say, when will you be satisfied? I'll be satisfied when those victims are satisfied, the survivors who were here today. And until then, I'm going to, work my butt off trying to get the DOJ to comply with this law.
Can you give us any more context about why you believe that the 6 men that you guys have found in these unredacted files, why you believe that they're likely incriminated by what you found in the files? Like, is there other like addendums, other pages that you're able to connect to the ones that you've been able to lift the redactions that have brought you to those conclusions, or where are you coming on?
That would be a question for the DOJ. Why did they have a list of 18 people with Maxwell and Epstein on it and 2 victims and then a bunch of people that so far seem random to me? And then why were they compelled to redact those men's names? But if we go to actual FBI documents that have titles on them, like the FBI document, the 3-page document that has Leslie Wexner listed as a co-conspirator, at the top of that document, it says child sex trafficking. Like, if you're the DOJ, and wouldn't that be the first place you go when you inherit documents from a prior administration? By the way, that's a 2019 document when Bill Barr, I believe, was Attorney General. At least Trump was president. So this is, and then she appealed to, oh, well, why didn't you ask Merrick Garland? I'm wondering why under George Bush, why under Barack Obama, why under Trump's first term, why under Biden? This is a cover-up that spans multiple administrations.
But what do you make of her argument that, look, we took this down after
Nicole, if you can hear me, I'm going to try to step out of this gaggle. It's a little chaotic, as you can imagine. Okay, I just wanted you all to hear live most of that, because obviously Massie has been really at the forefront of this fight, and I thought whatever I had to say, at least for most of that, his comments would be much more newsworthy. So we got a pretty good digest of his recap of his own questioning with the Attorney General. Clearly, he's the only Republican, I should say, the most out front Republican so far on releasing these files. And he had this very heated back and forth with the Attorney General, as have all of the Democrats today. All but one focused their questioning on the Epstein files, asking about why certain things are still redacted, why certain names are still redacted. And there have been again, heated exchanges. The Attorney General called Thomas Massie a failed politician, called him a hypocrite, and a few other names, actually. And he basically tried to make the argument to her that this isn't, in his view, he says, political. He says every administration, from the Trump administration now back all the way through the Obamas, going back to George W. Bush, and through decades, this has been continuing to happen. And he's clearly leaving because they got to go vote right now. There's a break in the action as we stand here now. So I know that was long, but I thought pretty insightful just to get his perspective about how that questioning went with Bondi. If we have time, I'd like to go to one more exchange, and that was with Democrat Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, who again was beginning to basically put up files on a board, some of the Epstein files, and asking why certain portions of them have just been totally redacted, and why at this point now more hasn't come out. This is the exchange, if we can go back to that, guys.
Please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. You apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
You sat before, Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi.
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question that I would like you to answer. Mr. Chairman,
Why
I have asked
didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I'm reclaiming my time, and when I reclaim my time, it is my...
So we'll toss it back to you, Nicole, but I just want to say before, we did speak to Marina Lacerda, who is one of the Epstein victims, survivors, that is in the room today. And when we talked to her, she said that moment that you just saw where Congresswoman Jayapal asked the Attorney General to turn around and face the victims and say something, address them, Lacerda told me that some of the victims there sort of took that as disrespectful, that she did not turn around. Some of those victims have said they felt some of her comments today have also been disrespectful toward the victims. Bondi herself did say she is there for the victims. Anyone who has been a victim of a crime should come to the DOJ. But interesting that the victims themselves clearly are not feeling that reassurance.
Yeah, this has certainly been a hearing that is not at all monotonous. And Joe, I just want to say, very smooth footwork getting out of that reporter gaggle, not missing a beat.